Welcome back to the channel. Well, today is December 7th. Yeah, Saturday morning. And it's snowing again. So, I don't think it's going to snow. Hopefully it doesn't snow enough we got to plow the driveway. But we're going to work inside today. I need to get this Ford project done. Get it out of here so we can move on to more yellow projects. Is my thoughts here. I don't have heat in here, but I tell you what, when it's cold out, if you can get out of the wind, that makes a huge difference. That is for sure. So excuse me. I wouldn't mind opening the door for light, but so what I need to do today is get my fuel tank on. But first, I'm going to replace the gas line on this contraption here before we do that, because it's old, that old clear plastic that's, gave up the ghost. So I need to do that and fix that little wire on the points, and this should be good to go. We will not be mowing any grass today. That's for sure. That's a guarantee. But and a little bit of an update on the merch. I did hear back from the screen printing company, and I approved the designs. We're going to do something fairly simple as in the design, this go around at least. So, but you definitely know that it's my stuff, my merchandise or whatever. So yeah, then now they need to get me the pricing back, and I need to approve that. And like I've said earlier, they're going to handle everything. So they're going to make the shirts, they're going to sell the shirts, they'll collect the money, and they will do all the shipping. I don't have to touch it, which is it's good for me. For sure. I don't have to have an inventory of clothes and what do I have in the inventory, and then clothes or whatever else they're going to make, and then basically then you can pay online for anything, and any of your purchases will help support the channel. I'll probably make just a little bit. I want, like I said before, I want to keep everything affordable as possible, and go that route. And if you don't want anything, that's fine as well. Just keep watching. I do make a little bit of money off this channel, just a little bit, but it helps, support me, buying parts or other projects. Well, not so much buying a whole project, but definitely helps to buy parts in fuel and oil and, just the little things, tools if I need them or whatever. Yeah, that's the, I'm, throwing this out there. I guess my goal for the future is, to eventually, hopefully, be able to do the YouTube thing full time. And if I'm able to do that, there'll be a whole lot more, we'll call it farming content, because then I will be able to help my brother and my dad on the farm too, and be able to video that, and maybe use some of my tractors in that process as well. But I don't want to cost them time and or money, because time is money, by using smaller, older equipment instead of using newer, bigger equipment, if you know what I'm saying. So where I can fit the yellow tractors in, or we're going to do that. So I was hoping, but winter come in, set it on us, that I was going to be able to use my 1050 diesel doing something yet this fall, but not seeing any be able to do any field work, or I wouldn't mind doing a little bit of plowing, with a smaller plow, just to work it a little bit, but not, I don't want to work the tar out of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to make that. I was talking to the guy that, Doug, that put the motor together, and I said, should I work the P out of it, or should I, what should I do? If I had a dynamometer, we could do it that route. you know, hook it up to the PTO and, you know, let it get everything, you know, get the ring set and get everything happy, you know, and get it ready to change the oil again after breaking in. So, but we'll figure out something. One thing I do need to do on that tractor, it does not have a block heater or a coolant heater on it. You know, a water circulating heating pump. That is probably something I should do regardless, because my plans are to keep that tractor. I did have somebody, one of the Nebraska Moline boys there, ask me, you know, because he's been kind of looking for basically that tractor, or, you know, G1050 diesel with a 3-speed. I said, well, really wanted to keep it. So it's kind of been it's always been a bucket list tractor for me. And then with all the story now of it, I really do want to keep it. I want to put 4 new tires on it sometime, and then of course fix the 3-speed, the lowest range there, and we got to do something with that seat for sure. But I think I found parts. I found a seat frame or whatever on a parts tractor. So one of my buddies, which I'm going there at the end of the month and picking up some other parts for the 900 project, and just doing some trading for that kind of stuff. And he's got a couple special tractors. I'm just going to give you a little tidbit that we're going to do a video on that haven't been on the channel yet, but I think it's kind of neat, especially if you're a Minneapolis Moline fan. That's the plan. So yeah, we're going to do that, and that's coming up for, as some of you know, like last year, I like to go on my birthday or right around my birthday and go see some tractors. That's kind of my thing. I take my wife along. She humors me, you know, while I'm doing this. But so I'm doing that again, and we got to travel a little bit. We're going to make a weekend of it. Last year, I went down to my friend Brian Gagne's. I was sick, and I did the tour. I mean, if you go back to about a year ago, I was yawning, and didn't feel awesome doing that. As in, I was, like I said, I was sick. I got type A flu? Yeah, is what I had, and which I didn't know that, of course, until later. Then we had all kinds of plans. We was going to Cabela's, and we was going, you know, other places. She had to drive home, and but anyways, so we're gonna plan on doing that. What else is? Yeah, I'm gonna reorganize this, and I am somehow gonna start to move stuff away from the wall so I can insulate this. I think I'm gonna insulate the walls first. I'm not gonna turn the heat on, so it doesn't matter. Insulate the walls first. That way I can get in through the top between the 2x12 carriers and get insulation in there. That'll be easier as well for my plan, I guess. Yeah, I want it, you know, even if I had this thing, you know, insulated, then you know, even with a salamander, you know, then it would hold the heat, you know, a little better. So that is my plan. So because I want to get this tractor moved. This is the A project. It's kind of been on hold for quite a while. I haven't given up on it. I really don't want to put it outside because I don't want stuff getting in the motor. I could possibly tarp it off, but that still isn't ideal. Because I want the 900 sitting here, and I want it turned around as well. That 302 does run and drive. It hasn't run and drove on the channel. I know. I just haven't got to it. I haven't had really a need to use it. It needs batteries, and it's getting compression in the coolant, which is normally, you know, getting coolant in the engine oil, but I'm sure it's a head gasket issue. I have a set of head gaskets here for it. I just haven't done it. So this is my 69 model, which, you You know, I think they only made 13 of these in 1969. Something like that. It's pretty low teens. But anyways, then I want to get the forklift out of here, I think. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it, though. But I want to tear this loft out here, or what's left of it. And actually, I want to put an office. Make an office over in that corner to put all my manuals and just make a nice little office there. It's something like, if I did, 8 by 8 is going to be way too small, but something a little bit bigger than that. That's the plan there. Yeah, I want to keep working on that. So, okay, enough jibber jabbering. Let's get at this gas tank. Maybe you can see something there. I don't know. There. Okay. Well, I've got to try to get this fuel line off here. I don't know if it's got a clamp underneath here. What? Kind of feels like it. Boy, this stuff is stiff. Nope. I don't think. Oh, ouch! It bit me. Nope. There's no clamp. And man, is this stuff stiff. So, okay. There, I might make that come off easier. Yeah. There. Somebody was asking about farm accidents in some videos before, talk about them. Maybe this is a perfect time for that too, while I'm, just working on a gas line, something simple as that. But, I don't know if you can see this piece of expanded metal here. I can tell you all this now because it's happened when I was in high school. But in our shop class at the school, there was one extra room or whatever that was in the shop that had 4 walls but no ceiling, if you know what I'm saying. And that's kind of where we stacked, rough sawn lumber and just, the wood room, okay? Well, anyways, in this, we'll call it an extra room there or whatever. And through the doorway, if you can, here, let me draw on the dust here. So pretend this is a a walkway. Well, there's a sheet of 4x8 expanded metal that stuck into the doorway a little bit. And there may or may not have been a girl chasing me. Well, anyways, I went over top of the wall, got to the top of the wall, and was going to swing through down through that opening. Well, when I come down, I sliced my wrist. On top, luckily, here, I don't remember how many stitches I got, but yeah, you can definitely see the scars there. Whew. Yeah, that was not a good day. Totally my fault. And my old shop teacher, he was less than impressed, but I think he was a little nervous as well. He kind of told, you're gonna get a bunch of detentions for this. I was like, oh, whatever, get me to the hospital or whatever, stop the, and actually my track coach, he was also my JV football coach. He's also a special education teacher, but anyways, he helped control the bleeding. I was bleeding pretty good, but anyways, and they ended up calling my mother and taking me to the hospital. So not one of my best moments, I should say, not movements. But anyways, so that was one. That's not really a farm accident, but I think I had 15 stitches, something like that. And for those who know what a Gus Macker is, I think they still do it. But here, I got that off. It's a 3-on-3 basketball tournament. They play outside most of the time, and it's But anyways, I had one of those to play. Oh, either that weekend or weekend after. I had stitches still. I wrapped it up and I still played, but it was pretty painful still. Not one of my brighter moments. Maybe I should let that girl catch me, right? No. Anyways, okay. Tighten this up a little bit. So there's one accidents that I've had. I'm not going to show you the scar, but these are all childhood memories. Yeah, there's one I'm not real proud of. I'll tell you this one, then I'll tell you that one, the one I'm not proud of. This one here, we used to have a fence row right next to the house where I grew up, where my mom and dad still live, and you know, a bunch of, you know, scrub trees and, you know, poplar, not so much poplars, but cherries and sumac and just, you know, not real nice, pretty trees, but lots of grapevines. But anyways, so my brother and I, we like to play what we called Tarzan. And, you know, some of them vines get pretty big, right? Well, I was swinging from tree to tree. I know, I was a kid, okay? It's not something I would do nowadays. But anyways, well, one of the vines broke and I fell through the trees. Maybe fell 10 feet, whatever. Well, a stick basically jabbed my shin. Not so much a shin bone, but right next to it. I do have a scar where there's 3 stitches there. So, not going to show you that one. Okay, here's another one that you may or may not think is funny. But it is true story. Not my proudest moment of myself. You know, the whole big brother, little brother scenario, you know, not so nice. Maybe I shouldn't be telling you this, but he's not going to press any charges now, so, that I know of. But anyways, okay, so I was probably 14 years old, and my brother would be a few years younger than me. Maybe I wasn't 14. I don't know. He always bugged me to take him hunting with me. And, you know how it is. Nobody's as quiet as you when you're walking through the woods, and I've even yelled at my wife. I shouldn't say yell, but I corrected her. Hey, you're walking too loud, and she probably wasn't. And same thing for him. He wasn't any louder than I was. Well, anyway, so I used to have a habit of, because I didn't have much of tree stands, that I would just climb a tree and stand in it and hunt out of it. And it seemed to work for me, as in seeing deer and all that. But anyways, so took my brother with me, and we were across the road from the farm, and there was just a really good sized apple tree that had parallel limbs. When I say parallel limbs, the limbs were this big, but they were only 4 or 5 feet apart. Perfect for sitting in. Well, anyways. And I don't know how many of you remember the bear broadheads. When they first come out, they were kind of big. So anyways, he kept wiggling and, leg fall asleep or whatever. And I stupidly don't recommend this. It's dumb. I poke him with my broadhead, just a little bit. Well, one time, guess what? I poked a little bit too hard. 14 years, I felt like an idiot. I was an idiot. But anyways. Don't recommend that. So I had to carry him back to the house. Actually, I carried him to the barn and tried to put a Band-Aid on that. It wouldn't stick. He was right in his butt cheek. I'm sorry. And took him to the barn, and we made up a story. Hey, you fell out of the tree and caught on a nail. And, my dad wasn't born that night, didn't fall off the turnip truck, well, all that stuff. But anyways, he could tell by looking at it too that, no, all they had to take him to the hospital too. So luckily that's not nowadays, because it's probably some kind of police report or something or other. Now, not one of my brightest moments. So I I felt like dirt for that too. So, but anyways, that was, yeah, he ended up getting 3 or 4 stitches. I can't remember how many, and had to sew him up, and you know, he had to go on they went on a field trip, and he had to sit on one of them rubber donuts, you know, on the bus, you know. It's funny now, but you know, I was probably I was too mean to my brother and sister when I was a kid, but I see Jacob doing a lot of that stuff to, you know, Nicholas and Lydia. I'm thinking back to myself, I was like, I was a jerk. Yeah, basically, you know. And I can remember my dad yelling at me and my brother, and you're gonna give your sister a complex. Well, Dad, you were onto something there. Well, she never had a complex or anything. Don't get me wrong there, but he was right. We were way too mean to her. That's the same way my boys are to my daughter. You know, I was like, sometimes I stick up for her. You know, sometimes she deserves what she gets, but anyways, so all right, one more story. So I was probably 5 or 6 years old, and you know, growing up on a farm, you know, I was always with Dad. If I wasn't with Dad, I was with Grandpa, because you know, where I grew up and where the farm is, the farmhouse, you know, my grandma lived, was, I don't know if it was 1/16 of a mile, and it was on the same side of the road. We had to cross a ditch to get there, but anyways, back and forth all the time. Dad was working on a 5-mounted, he needed a part, or he's getting stuff off. I remember it was in the pasture across the road, and needed to get something off a 5-bottom plow. I don't remember what it was, if it was a tire, if it was, I don't remember what it was. But anyways, it fell on him, like on his leg, and he couldn't get it out. So he said, run and get Grandpa. We never had any loader tractors for the longest time on there. So my grandfather was not that big of a man, but he was always strong. He's only like 5'7", and I don't know if the guy ever weighed 200 pounds, let alone 180, but just strong as an ox. And but anyways, big, you know, you think I have big hands, not compared to that guy. Sausage fingers, that guy. Anyways, Grandpa came over, he picked the end of that plow up, and my dad got out. I don't want to say he picked it up a foot, you know, he picked up enough, at least, and got him out, you know. But the guy, Grandpa was, you know, I might tear up a little bit here, because my grandfather got so many great memories about that guy. But most patient man in the world. He would, we used to always bale hay on the ground and go pick it up, you know, the most labor-intensive way you can, you know, think about doing hay. And, you know, that guy could throw up 12 tier like it was nothing. Never heard it, ever wore gloves. Maybe that's where I get it from. I hate wearing gloves. It's got to be cold before I wear gloves. But anyways, great guy. Most patient man in the world. Anyways, I don't know where I was going with that, but we'll circle back. But yeah, he was always. I was always with them guys. I can remember we were baling hay, and 24T John Deere baler. Many of you guys have been around those. But anyways, there was something going on with a pickup where the fingers would get in between get behind the, you know how it is between the fingers where the hay rides up on. I can't think of the technical term right now. But anyways, I can remember one time he stuck his hand in there to, you know, get it out, and it hit his finger, come across his hand, I should say, like right across here, and sliced him right open. I mean, bad. He went up to the house, put some methylate on it, and some couple Band-Aids, and wrapped her up and went back to doing hay. That guy was tough as nails. He would, if he had a toothache, he'd stick an aspirin right on top of the tooth, and he'd just hold it there until it dissolved. And he was I don't know, old school. Well, he's born in 23, so kind of went through the Depression there, and just, I have so many great memories about that guy. So, but anyways, okay, back to this gas tank. All right, so I was at the auto parts, and I told them what I had going on with this gas tank, and what they told me that they recommended was this stuff. It's called Seal-All. And it's got a really extreme temperature rating. I think you can use it still in negative 40 degree Fahrenheit, and still work. I don't recommend that. And it fully cures in 2 to 6 hours. It says, well, this has been on here pretty near a week. But anyway, so I tried this Seal-All. It's in a yellow package, real sticky, kind of self levels too. That was kind of nice. And you can put multiple coats on there. So I did that, and we're going to try it. If that doesn't work, we'll sand it off and we'll weld it. But yeah, we're going to try that. All right. Where'd that other clamp go? Did I put it on there, or where did I do it? Oh, it's right here. Okay. So I have extra gas line here, I think. Put it over there. It goes inside, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. Not a whole lot of extra. I think I will cut some of it off, though. Probably about right there. All right, let me grab that. I'm gonna grab a sip of coffee before it freezes. Okay. Anyways, more farming close mishaps. I can remember one year. This is recent years. I was helping on the farm, and we were hauling corn at the home there and to the dryer, and shear bolt broke on the here, it'd be easier to do this. Broke on the auger, the loading auger, and Dad just stuck a bolt in there that was way too long, and it was like weather that we're having right now. It was cold. So Dad was all bundled up, and he would, and the shear bolt was, fairly close to the to where you're at, when you're working there. I'm sorry, I'm trying to, I put the hose clamp on backwards to do what I want to do here. But anyways, so that shear bolt stuck out probably that far. It's a top drive shaft, or top shaft drive auger. Anyways, which means it's driven at the top of the auger. Whew. And I said, Dad, be careful, because he was cleaning out the corners of the truck, and it's like, just leave that on there, we'll get that, at the end when we're done, to save time. But anyways, so this is back when my sister was must have been still in high school or something, because she was home. Sorry, but Dad was the one that was unloading trucks. I was driving truck. My brother was in the combine in the field. So I said, hey, Dad, be careful, that, because he had basically straddling the PTO, or that shaft there. And well, anyways, so when I come back with the next load, my sister comes out, well, we're all done. Dad got caught in the PTO, and his arm got caught, Carhartt's, whatever, got caught by that shear bolt and sucked him into it. And luckily that shear bolt broke, and he only had bruising. Basically, didn't, you hear bad things happen about PTOs and stuff like that. But people getting killed, or ripping all their clothes right off, in a split second. So, you gotta be careful, that's for sure. But there. But yeah, it's just, yeah, farming not all cake and pie, that's for sure. I had a relative got killed by a round bale. He was using a loader with no cab on it, and had a round bale up, and it rolled off and killed him. That was my dad's first cousin. That was a bad deal there. There, finally got that on. Now I got the lock washer on. So, but yeah, these are not good. But I was alive when that happened. Just gotta, you can be careful, and done the same thing over and over for 30 years, and that one time just something a little bit different happens, and there we go. Here's just statistic. So, be careful out there. Doggone it, just dropped the bolt. And of course it didn't drop all the way down. Where did you go? Right there, I see it. Okay, I'll get these bolts on and I'll bring it back. Okay, well, the mounting bolts are tightened up. Let's throw some more gas in here. Yeah, this stuff's not supposed to be, gas is not supposed to bother it. Here, I'll stop there. Just check real quick. I don't see any leaks. Nothing's getting wet. So that's good. Let's throw a little more gas in it though. Try not to spill any. Oh, I'm sure I have more stories about injuries. If you're new to the channel, you probably haven't heard this story, but there's a reason I don't keep too many narrow front tractors around here, and that's for my wife's benefit. When she was in, I think it was 6th grade, she was involved in a tractor accident where a girl got killed. The girl driving got killed. So that's always on her mind. There was a narrow front Farmall. It happened a long time ago, but she remembers like it was yesterday, and there's just, certain things that, set her off, and, she, will tear up and whatever. So I don't let my kids drive the narrow fronts. Yes, there's, precautions to take. I shouldn't say I don't let them drive them. I'm very cautious. I've taught them, told them all kinds of different things about the narrow fronts. How they tip over easy, dead furrows, hills, turning, if any of them had a loader on it, then the center of gravity's totally different. So there's just, things like that. you gotta be careful. But I have to be careful with. I'm very fortunate that she allows me to have tractors. You know, I got a couple around here, but so I just I have to be super careful. She won't get on a tractor. I asked her one time to just steer a tractor. It wasn't running. I need to push it 10 feet. And that didn't work out for me. So I have to be careful. So there's another tractor accident that didn't turn out, you know, very good. So, but anyways, all right. I think we're. Oh, I gotta fix that wire on that point yet. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Then we'll see if we can start this thing up and see if we can drive it. I haven't driven this yet. We had it running, but we definitely have not driven it yet. Okay, I may have to loosen this side cover up a little bit here. Is this wire right here? No, I think I can just do this. Take that wire right out. Okay. So yeah, it's broken. I don't know if you can see, but it's broken right there. Here, let me get my hand out of the light, but and that's what's caused me an issue. So it does have a disconnect part right here. I wonder if I can. I probably can just shorten this, and I think it'll be okay. All right, I'll fix that wire and I'll bring you back. Well, I think I'll put the hood on while I wait for that to turn up. Let's try it. Okay, well, she runs and it drives. Cool. I think that's probably all I'm going to do this one. I'm going to see if I can find a new owner for it. It's still, you know, a project for somebody, but at least it runs and drives. So I can be happy with that. Yeah, cool beans. All right, well, I guess I have some friends coming over for some stuff this afternoon, the rabies, but I probably won't video any of that stuff. But all right, well, I think we'll cut the video here. Appreciate you watching. Look forward to now is probably mostly all going to be working on yellow tractors or red, white, and blue one, but we'll see. Hey, appreciate you watching. We'll see you next one.